I I discovered the mystery. You're Mr. H. I will call you. You have put in other kind of oil in my machine, and it turns into that moves better, but it makes different noise. And I don't know if it's the one that I bought, or you buy a new one that is quite amazing. I think these things that you cannot see are different from the one I bought. That I could be paranoid. Um, yeah. I am Harry Potter. I'm the actor. I'm the person who is inspired Harry Potter on. Basically, the writer is a writer. I know two writers, and one called is Ken Ken Fallen, and his real name is Ken. Um, um, what's his name? I don't remember. And the other woman write a book for childs was Harry Potter. And I told her that she too should inspire the book in and I tell both of them to change who they are and pretend to be other persons. They're from Canada, they aren't British or American. Anyway, and his real name is um Lelecher. And is Ken Lelecher and and I can't remember. I can't believe I can't remember my real parents. They have been my real parents for a while, and the woman keep writing me letters. The letters at the beginning weren't that good, and since he write the book, he become a better writer. She used to draw, and she I draw for her some stuff that she didn't want to keep. I don't know if she keep it or not, and she told me I was like Picasso, but basically I'm not like Picasso. I'm basically like a raw drawer is in Asturias. That's in a book over there. And then I don't even know if this drawer is inspired of me or I inspired him. Because with my work, everyone watches and sees my work secretly and they create something amazing afterwards. That's the charting and crazy part of me. And I don't know if I have worked for IKEA or not, but I once appeared in the supermarket and I told that I wanted to marry a guy in 5 years or marry a guy and get the money or get the money from waiting 5 years. I don't know if it makes sense or not. Apparently in Spain you cannot win like that, but apparently it's in Switzerland. I've sent several emails to IKEA and they haven't answered and they haven't do anything about it. But fridge, microwaves, everything is changed since then. And I have also worked for Apple. And my first work for Apple was making a video that obviously they didn't watch. And I talk about my stuff and my creation in this room. And I went to the thing and I gave a CD and it was my curriculum. It was a video, and they contract me, I believe, or maybe not, and they create my stuff. And basically, they want me to create auditorium, and I don't know what I'm going to create because an apple is special, and I don't know how to present an apple. maybe the one I created is like 6 meters, where basically the auditorium is set to 6 meters, and I don't know how big it's gonna be because I haven't drawn it in SketchUp. And basically, my drawings represent what I want to say in life. The owner of IKEA told me that he will give me in his will, his furniture shop. I don't know if it's true. We meet quite a while, and we start talking, and she always told me that I should get paid. And I believe he was several people. He called himself Skip, and I meet him quite a while. I also meet a guy who's the creator of Billy Wilder because I wanted to work with Billy Wilder. That sadly Billy Wilder supposedly died because I don't know if he died or not. But I miss him a lot. I miss Billy Wilder or the owner of IKEA that I don't know his name because he never told me. And sadly I'm stuck in this life where nothing seems like it looks and nothing is real. But I have discovered several stuff. I'm gonna win the Nobel Prize. I don't know if I'm gonna marry this guy called Mass Hardstrong, or I'm gonna marry this guy called Marius Borg, or I'm gonna marry this guy called Harry Potter. But I don't know. My life it's pretty shitty, and I don't like what I'm living. And my natural reaction will be complaining, and this is what I do. I complain all the time here in this confessionary section where I talk to openly about my stuff, and my psychologist watches because I give the link quite a while, and my psychiatrist doesn't watch it because I didn't give him the link. And one day I decided to give her the link, and she started studying English. And she told me that I have to do subtitles in Spanish. Basically, mm, if I'm right, and aluminium is the problem who produce schizophrenia and depression and because and anxiety, and some people have that, like this guy called Charlie So Cool, even though his name is something that I don't remember. And he he well, I don't want to put it anyway. I want to put it like I want to put it, is that people is proof that people who live in the countryside, because they have a sandwich in metal things or they buy a can of aluminium, they produce more schizophrenia. The person who killed um, this guy called um, John Lennon had schizophrenia, and he had a weapon made of aluminium and it heats with heat. Aluminium normally doesn't produce schizophrenia, but with heat it produces dementia, and it's proof. And now I have proof that it is sickness. And people have painted my computer, and they have used some 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 tape for putting the for painting everything. And I don't know if this part of here the trackpad is painted also or not. Basically, I know it's painted because when you clean it with the cloth, the magical cloth, is a reaction, makes a weird reaction because it's alcohol, and paint with alcohol reacts weirdly. Normally, paint reacts normally. And I don't know if you're this wonderful guy that I meet in the Alcampo where I bought the riser, and you laugh about it like you always do, and you say it with the razor several times. I know you're the one who has the keys of the shop, and I I don't have the money right now, but I can have the money when I marry. I keep saying that, and no one believes me because it's not realistic for many people. And the reason to do that is because I wanted to be extremely rich for like winning the lottery for once and being as rich as possible and telling to my parents that they have wasted their lives working so hard for not having a penny. And me, with 5 years of work, I'm more rich than anyone in my family and anyone in the world because it's a ton of money. But how we will spend that money is something that I have to think about it. And the person who I meet and is the owner of IKEA told me, don't spend your money stupidly because it's your own money and you don't need a car or a Mercedes or whatever. Maybe you can have a cab and call to a cab when you need to go, and maybe buy a moped with four seats and not get a car who is more expensive. And people believe it's the opposite way around, that cars are more expensive. The insurance, I don't know how expensive it is because it's a normal car. And well, I don't know. Things happen. I don't know if this guy, Paul McCartney, was the one who talked with me and write this wonderful letter telling that I should do John Lennon. I'm not ready to do John Lennon, and I wanted to upload it in a different channel that YouTube is, unless I win a lot of money. But the problem is that if you go to a competition, you don't get money directly from the competition. And I have uploaded a video talking about John Lennon, and I believe it hasn't has the views. And I'm trying to change because I have think about it so hard how I could make my channel more visible. And my idea is to change my web page in my business address and create a thing, but I will have to open or change in internet the thing somehow. I have tried and it haven't worked because basically I have two emails, and one is from my this blog and the other one is from my shop, and they don't believe I'm the owner of both of them or one of them. mm, I don't know, I mean, I could have put business with this email, but I will have to wait and I will have to do some changes. But in the other hand, if we're moving to this shop, I don't want to be able to see all the people tell me that I live there. And I prefer to put advertisement on the wall of the internet, which is placing a video or a sign or something and putting over the sign saying watch my blog and whatever. Um, well, I have think about it, and I have done as a psycholog for quite a while. I People go to my zapateria recommended by some psycholog that I don't know, but probably is my own person who is giving me healthcare. And I talk with clients, and basically they tell me their life and they tell their opinion. And once a woman told me, "You have to get me 300 euros." And I stopped doing something that I used to do a lot. That was painting in black shoes, and I didn't know why. But the reason was people have died, someone in the family, they came to my house shop, they pay me money, talk with them, and they find support. And I don't know if I'm a psycholog, I'm a professional psycholog. Well, I haven't studied psychology, but I have studied something that is talking with someone who is Eric Toll for a while, and he had trouble in his school because he was bullied by his students, and we started having a relationship. And I wasn't his boyfriend, I was more like a old person for him, who give him, as he used to call it, the old folks or whatever. And we established a relationship that was really intense and wonderful, but we were far away and we never meet. And I hated so much. And I called him. I found his phone because he told me his phone in a very bizarre way. And I called him. I even have tried it afterwards, trying to be with him. And his original response was favorite me things, and that's all. People favorite you things, and it means a lot. They never write you a book or or send you a letter, because no one, people believe you need love and you can receive love, but no one believes you can give love to other people. And I'm fed up of giving love to people and not receiving a single penny. And it's really hard because everyone does that. And the only person who does that is my grandma. And I'm probably my psycholog because she loves me in not a personal way, or she takes care of me and she loves me in a way of, I don't know, it's really, really different from a relationship with a normal person that you meet in the street and you talk with her and you tell her whatever. Because I talk with her about my travel, my problems and everything. And well, I have considered creating a business and moving to this wonderful neighborhood, this neighborhood that I live. And I have think about it, and the place is really small. My parents are not gonna live there. It's perfect. We only need a shower. Get married if you want to, but you probably don't want to marry with me because it means commitment and it means being stuck in this relationship. But you have to consider that I never believed in love and marriage until I became gay, and I believe that people treat you as a one day relationship and your main goal is to get married. And that goal comes from having a true relationship who will last for some part, and you will sign something that would make you hard to divorce. And in gay relationships, divorce comes after you meet him or in the way it meets, because they don't want to have a relationship, because they don't want your parents to realize that you're having a relationship with them. And that's really bad. And I have to think about it. And the truth is that people have watched me, I don't know how, and the woman in the place of the school knows I'm Pablo or whatever, PRH, or oh, I'm not P anyway, I'm PRH. And well, I have created this name that I cannot write in anything because I need to go to Greece. I keep making this joke, but it's for real. Because the woman, I could have bought an iPod that I wanted to buy, that I had for a while, and that one someone take away from me and give me this thing, the connection, and I don't have the corner because she give it to herself, which is his daughter, and he give him my iPod because she thinks it's wonderful giving me things that belongs to me, and she never give me anything. She never give me something that worth living or something. And his kids, who are, I don't know if they're mine or not, but I didn't like her relationship with her wife or whatever it was, because um, she was creepy and she kissed me, and when she had the kids, and she has a very weird relationship with me, and I hate it. My father also has a bit really weird relationships. He jerks around or when I shower, or she makes weird noises. And I didn't realize that until one day he went out for something and he didn't go. She has a affair with someone, or a relationship with another woman, and she, or a man, I don't know if it's a man or a woman, because she has tell me a bizarre story about a key or something that I keep thinking is bullshit. And he may be having sex with her tonight or whatever, because he came home and she go away, and he's weird and manipulative, and he's a bunch of crap, and I don't want to live with him, but I'm stuck with him. I have put um, complaints in the police several times for my grandfather, my mother, and everything, but no one seems to take these complaints as a travel issue. They they tell me that I could have kicked them or whatever, and I don't know. Women happened to be that long time ago in Spain when they started complaining about everything. But I don't know. I have animal that is called pulgas in Spanish, and it's in my neighborhood, in my house, because a dog came, or somehow I have this animal who lives in dogs and cats, and I have it in my house, and he bite me, and he makes me marks with two holes, and it's the same thing for this animal. And I don't know if I have a solitary in my stomach. I don't know if it needs the word in English, but I have this line here, and I have one in my feet, and I believe I have something because I have put some weird stuff that looks transparent, was white. I don't know if it comes from the fish or from the pork, and if it comes from the fish, I have to operate myself And my parents never cooked properly the fish because because you have to froze the fish first, and they never froze the fish to kill the animal. And when they cook, they never cook properly. They don't know how to cook anything actually. Um, in fact, they don't know how to cook fish. They always cook it badly. And supposedly, I'm gonna cook for them how wonderful it is. But they keep telling me how wonderful is gonna be my life alone. But they don't give me an option. And the option my father has given me is to live with this wonderful woman that is a manipulative woman that I don't want to live with because it's a bunch of crap. And my voice has cracked because I have talked for half an hour, and I don't think I'm gonna marry tomorrow. I don't think so. And I have two P's here from one from my cousin and one from my other cousin. Apparently, yeah, both of them give me a P because probably they watch this blog or they watch my architectural videos. I don't know. And I don't know. I mean, I could have done something amazing, which is do something that involves having a life or something. And instead, I do something that involves having nothing at all, which is why I have. And it sounds horrible, this noise. I prefer with oil. And it sounds like the main reason for putting oil is not to decrease the amount of friction. It's to prevent from 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 corruption, no, corruption. um I don't know, I've talked with my friend about corruption in Spain, and basically I think that if PSOE have done corruption, no one will vote him, and if Pepe does corruption, people vote him. So I don't know. Basically, people who vote Pepe believes all the rest of the parties in the arc of parliament they're communist, and if they leave the Podemos win, they're gonna give the country a corruption or something. I don't support perfectly Podemos because Podemos is basically supports the dictatorships of the right in South America, and they say they are from the right left, but I don't believe it. Even even the communists in Cuba, they are not from the left because they don't believe in democracy, and that's why I believe they create something that has nothing to do with communism, and it has to do with me. I'm the best, and you have to believe in me. On the other hand, they have something weird, which is that America is the country who doesn't believe in justice and gives justice to other countries, like Arabic countries, supposedly, because he don't believe country in his justice system is not very fair for people who kill, or for Arabic, or some terrorists. And in the other hand, I'm going to talk about something different and in the same line, which is that uh, when ETA and Spain, or the president of Spain, decides to talk about things, they keep discussing about the war, the side war, like tregua or fin del terrorismo or whatever, and big discussion about a war. The important part is that they stop killing people, and the discussions about the words or what they're gonna do. I would strongly believe, and I have worked myself in finding a solution. And I know the president of Spain is watching this because I have favorite him in Facebook, in Twitter, and just talk about me in his talkative way about everything. And basically, what I believe is that Spain needs mm, to find a solution, and the solution I am gonna give is that Spain gives the recognition in politics to ETA and gives them a parliament and fully recognition as a country politically, but not territorially or legislationally, and it will give the power to decide the rules or whatever, and one day they can become independent if they wish to or not. I don't know. I'm not sure about that. But if you don't give any recognition to the country of Spain, they will always keep in the discussion, and no one will solve. The the people from Catalonia has, well, the point is, if they want the independence, who is stopping them to have the independence? But in the other hand, the power of the country of Spain is very big. And in the other hand, if they have the independence, it will be suitable for them because they won't not belong to the European Union, and they will have very strong issues with money, and they're quite rich countries. The Soviet Union. No, I mean the the countries in, and in the other hand, both of the ideologies from the Basque or the Catalan, they're quite rightist, and I strongly don't believe in Esquerra Republicana. I don't support what they say. I don't support the relationship with the church. I don't support anything. I'm from a political party that has no recognition in the world, which is called Izquierda Republicana, and I strongly believe what they say because I have read his articles and they talk something. And people have told me to open a party and start my campaign. And I don't know what to do or not to do, but I need three people. I don't know if I'm included in the three. I need I need to print or ask for printing the papers, and I also need some stuff like a place to start the business, which will be my shop. And I don't know. I don't think I'm prepared to be a president of Spain because basically I'm not all right. I don't feel good. and I want to have this responsibility of my life and take care of life of other people like the president does, and he's not pretty equilibrated in his decisions. He make wrong decisions, and he basically have made the decision that is not talking with the parties and talking only with himself, which is what all the parties do in Spain is a monologue. And they say, "Oh my God, I'm gonna change the world," but the party of blah 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 not gonna change anything. But the truth is that if all the parties get together and the Spanish people have voted that, because they haven't voted to the PP and for getting the strong majority, or the PSOE to get strong majority, basically parties have to give um, coalition between three of them, is what Pepe says. I don't believe they have to do a coalition. They simply have to the Pepe do the rules or decides what he wants to do, and the parties will give their point to the decisions, and will tell everyone will present the laws, and they will vote who is the law who is wins the elections, and that's how I think it should work, not the way of one party presenting everything and not taking care to what all the parties say or what they have to do. So Dalton or whatever you are, I think you are these, or maybe you're Harry Potter or Marius Wald or Max Haltron. I wanna be with you, and my life doesn't worth a penny to the people I'm living with. And my father has joked about me killing myself with the window, and it has been really mean for me. And he doesn't want me in my life, and he wants me to be killed instead of having a relationship with me. And he keeps saying he's gonna watch a movie with me, but he wants to watch it, and it was for his own purpose to talk about his psychology or his stuff he does. And basically, I hear what he has to say about life, and he has to say something really weird, which is that he doesn't work a penny to live with him and to believe his stuff he has in his head, because he has a bunch of crap that is from killer of lives. And a killer of lives, how you treat a killer of lives, my psychologist told me, and how would you cure him? And the response to every psychologist is you find the cure in the patient's mind and the patient decisions, not by the what he says. But if he doesn't establish a conversation with you and you don't talk openly about stuff, you only hear and ask questions, and with the question you have to think what you have to think, because they don't want to guide you into your decisions. And that's something cool, but you have to talk about something, not, yeah, whatever, do. Then you go to a woman who is called Asistenta Social, and she always have the answer to everything. But she told you answers that rubbish, always, because they tell you, yeah, you should get 300 euros from your sickness. Do that. But then you you realize you don't have enough money to live. Or maybe you do. Anyway, my father has told me that I have a weird sickness that he has realized I have. And that apparently is in my back. Because he has told about some liquid in my back. And apparently when I damage my back, I put some liquid out of my back. And this is why I feel so horrible. So probably it's the sickness I have. She hasn't told me that. She has told me a bizarre question of blah, 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 bullshit. And she will die in hell, I guess. But she doesn't die anyway. And she doesn't give me an opportunity to live and to have my space.